scrambling and a dangling. That possum that was knocking made a fool out of me.
Hey, you forgot to do this. Did I?
Do what?
Sister, that's what you do on the story. Do that.
Do you like that?
Yeah. Can I see the video?
Possum
come
come
knocking
knocking.
at the door. Possum coming knocking at the door.
Stop.
What?
No.
Share with sister. Share with sister.
Help! No.
We've already read that book, Lila. We're not gonna read it again.
A squid by
Okay.
sis.
Granny was a sitting and a rocking and a knitting when a possum come a knocking at the door. Ma was busy cooking in the kitchen making taters when a possum come a knocking
Can someone help
at the
me?
door.
Can someone help me up?
Pa was busy fixing and a banging and a pounding when a possum come a knocking at the door. Pappy was a whittling making play toys for the baby when a possum come a knocking at the door. Sis was tossing baby while Pappy was a whittling when a possum come a knocking at the door. Brother was untangling all the twiny line for fishing while Sis was tossing baby and Pappy was a whittling. And Pa was busy fixing and Ma was busy cooking and Granny was a knitting when a possum come a knocking at the door. Coon Dog was a twitching and a scratching in the corner when a possum come a knocking at the door. Tomcat started sniffing and a spitting and a hissing when a possum come a knocking at the door. What's that, Sis said. Don't know, Brother said. What's that, Pa said. Don't know, Granny said. But that cat, she said, that cat ought to go. Then Dog started sniffing and a pawing and a growling while the cat tail a twitching was a hissing and a howling, making Granny stop a knitting and Pappy stop a whittling and Baby start a fussing, Sis and Brother start a cussing, 'cause a little old possum was a knocking at the door. What's that, Granny said. Don't know, Pappy said. What's that, Ma said. Don't know, Pa said. Then I creepy crossed the floor and peeked under the door. It's a possum coming knocking at the door, I said. It's a possum coming knocking at the door. Then Brother came a leaping and Sis came a running and Baby came a crawling and Dog started howling and Pappy was a chuckling and Granny's eyes was twinkling as Ma followed Pa to the door. Now hush, Pa said. Now hush, Pa said. And slowly Pa opened up the door. Now you all stop your hollering, your fussing, and your cussing. 'Cause there's nothing that's a knocking at the door.
She likes it too.
No possum, Pappy said. No possum, Pa said. No possum, Granny said. No possum, Ma said. Then we all started doing like before. Granny was a setting while Pappy was a whittling. Ma was a cooking while Pa was a fixing.
Sawyer.
Brother was untangling while Sis was tossing baby. Coon Dog was a scratching.
No, this is fun
while
time.
Tomcat was a